Hey everyone, welcome back. Rebecca Jean here with Style My Sweets, and today I'm bringing you guys the largest Dollar Tree DIY home decor piece that I have ever made. So this is really cool. I mean, you guys might remember the huge mirror that I made, but we did use an item for that was not in Dollar Tree. We needed a door, and yeah, they don't sell that in Dollar Tree. So this is the largest Dollar Tree item I've made using everything from Dollar Tree. So it is a really gorgeous spring topiary. You could make it half the size if it's too large for your space, but it definitely is a huge statement piece for spring and for Easter decor. And I think it's going to a friend. She wanted something to put by her fireplace, and I hope that this is just going to be a really large statement piece to put there. But you could definitely use this indoors or outdoors, and you could mix up the colors and do it really for any season, holiday occasion, whatever you want to do. It would be great for wedding decor as well. So I hope that you guys enjoy. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, and then comment down below and let me know what other videos you would like to see coming up here on my channel, as everybody's probably got a lot of their spring DIYs maybe finished, whatever they wanted to do for spring, for Easter. So let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see here coming up, and let's go ahead and get started.
So let's go ahead and get started, which, by the way, this DIY topiary is going to be great either indoors or outdoors, to put in an entryway, to put in the living room, to put by your fireplace, put in any corner that you want to get a nice large statement piece. So I am starting with one of these planters from Dollar Tree, along with 2 of these plungers, and then 3 of the square cube floral foam blocks and 4 of the round ones that have the flat top and bottom. And then you are going to need some hot glue. So we're going to add a generous amount of hot glue down in the bottom of this planter and go ahead and stick one of the styrofoam pieces down in there. So I happened to have this one. I'm going to stick it down in there. For everything else, I'm really going to use the green ones. I feel like if you can get them in green, I think that's better, just because you're going to be sticking flowers into them. We're going to actually remove the wooden handles from the plunger. That's the only part that we're using for this DIY, is just the wooden handle part. Obviously, this is a new one from the Dollar Tree, and if it makes you guys feel any better, my dad, who knows a lot about plumbing, said these are sink plungers. So they are new, they are clean. I know this is such a debatable item between people who are grossed out by this and people who love this idea, but what we're going to go ahead and do now is just kind of twist and push the wooden handle here down into that center styrofoam piece that we glued into our planter. And once I made a little hole in there, I pulled the wooden handle back out and added hot glue into the hole, and then put the plunger handle back into it. So the hot glue is just gonna keep it extra good and tight and strong, and really hold this in place. So the next thing that I'm going to do is take one of the round green styrofoams, and I take the smaller flat side and push that down on top of our wooden handle. And then on top of that, I'm going to glue the square green block. And then on top of the square one, I'm going to glue the other round green one, the larger side of the round green one. Now for that top round one that we added, before you go ahead and glue this one on top of the square block, I would recommend taking your other plunger handle and using that one to put a hole into the smaller flat side. Get a hole down into there, because you're going to be sticking that wooden handle into it. You're going to want to create a hole in the smaller flat side of 3 of the round styrofoam blocks, the round green styrofoam blocks. So I hope that makes sense. You're going to have one more that ends up on the very top, and that does not need a hole in it. So anyway, 3 of the 4 need to have that hole, and it's a little easier if you make the hole before you actually are gluing everything together, because that way you can apply pressure to create the hole into the styrofoam. I had Kylie here crafting with me today. She wanted to do some playing and crafting, and she brought her own little supplies and items for some stuff that she wanted to make. So she's over here with me. Now, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and now use hot glue again in both ends. Everything that I'm connecting, I'm using hot glue as well to really give it a little stronger anchor in there. Now, I actually left the plastic wrapper on that square styrofoam block, that cube that's in the center, and I am debating if that was really the best choice. Sometimes I feel like it's easier to glue something onto the plastic. However, I also found later that the plastic has a little bit of give to it, which made the top half of this topiary have a little bit of wiggle room. So I kind of think you might be a little bit better off to consider unwrapping it. You might want to actually remove the wrapper and then glue them all together. If you need to, you can go back and add a little bit of hot glue in between the layers. If you feel like any spot looks like it's not thoroughly and well connected, go ahead and add that. But once this is all dry, I definitely wanted to make sure, okay, the glue is dry and we're good to go. And then I'm coming in with a ton of Dollar Tree florals. So you guys can use whatever you have. They don't need to be from Dollar Tree, but you are going to need quite a few flowers to do this, and the Dollar Tree ones are definitely a very budget-friendly option. So I used a mix of mostly pink, blue, and purple, but you could of course add in yellows and greens, whatever you like for Easter. You do the colors that you like. There's a lot of options, and if you wanted this to look more spring, you could use more like white and yellow and green and make this more springtime. I think that the pink and purple and blue combination is good for spring, but it also looks more Easter to me. So mix this up however you like, whatever is going to fit with your theme. And like I said, you could absolutely make some beautiful wedding decor. This would be a great wedding DIY piece as well if you wanted to do this in the colors and the flowers for your wedding. So I'm mostly using roses and hydrangea in here from Dollar Tree, and then I am going to mix in a few. I was kind of running out of flowers, so I'm actually going to mix in a few peach and white roses as well, just to kind of use up some other things that I already had and stick them in where I needed filler. And then because we are making a little Easter, a large Easter topiary, I thought it would be fun to stick in some of these Easter egg picks that you can get in Dollar Tree. If you want the medium size egg, I think you get 5 in a pack, and if you want the larger eggs or the largest one, there are 4 in a pack. So they do have smaller ones that I think are like 8 or 10 in a pack, but I think those are just way too small in my opinion for the size of this topiary that we're creating. So I recommend using an assortment of the medium and the large Easter egg picks. You'll want to use shorter pieces up at the top and the bottom, and then longer ones in the center. So keep your floral stems a little bit longer in the center going around so that it sticks out a little bit more. And that's going to help give you that illusion of like a round sphere ball shape. Another thing that you could add in here are some of these like little glitter berries. These Dollar Tree has a bunch of them for springtime in yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. Did I say that? And so I'm going to cut some of these and add them in. They don't take up a lot of space. So I think if you want to do this the cheapest way possible, you probably want to use maybe hydrangea, because I feel like the Dollar Tree hydrangea have the most fluffiness to them. So you get the most coverage. Anyway, like I said, this is going to be going to a neighbor, and hopefully this is something that's going to work in her space. I know she wanted something larger to put on the floor by the fireplace, and I got to thinking that, you know what, I think the white is going to just be better for springtime. So I've got my little bunny sign in here. I just stuck that into the floral foam and painted this over with some white chalk paint. Like I said, I had kind of planned to keep it gray, but I think making it white for springtime, it just looked a lot brighter and I liked the look better. So once that was dry, I came back with some sparkly white deco mesh and I added that on the inside. You could also add any kind of like reindeer moss, Spanish moss, any of the grassy filler. That would be great in here. Before I put my deco mesh in, I did throw in a few bags of marbles, and I actually just left them right inside the bags that they come in. I just plopped them down inside there. I wanted to add some stability and support to the base, so I threw in some bags of marbles and then added deco mesh curls all through there in the top. And then here is how this turned out. You guys could add a bow around this pot if you wanted to. There's just so many cute options. And I did want to mention for the bunny, in order to cover up that little hole on the top of his head, there's like like a little hole in the sign. I thought that I would take just a very simple cotton ball. I kind of fluffed it out and then just hot glued that right on there on top and gave him a little tuft of soft bunny hair, and I thought that was really cute and just a great way to finish this up and complete the look. So here is how this topiary turned out. Again, this is the largest Dollar Tree DIY that I've ever done, and I think it turned out really cute for spring and for Easter time, and absolutely you guys could customize this for any time of year, definitely for party or wedding decor DIYs. This would be absolutely beautiful. So let me know what colors you would make this in, what colors would you use. And again, as always, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a beautiful and blessed day, and I can't wait to see you guys soon in the next one. Bye!